Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. I was looking for examples of corrupt officials to tie in with the whole election business when I stumbled on something that really interests me. The question is, did we find an honest person in the Democrat candidate's family? Or is this another example of if the name is Biden, there's something he's hiding? I was going back through my Real Choice blog to find examples of corrupt state officials. And there's no better example than the Pennsylvania State Department of Health and Department of State, which oversaw the medical board, if you're looking for examples of just brazen, appalling corruption. So I did a search on my own blog for Kermit Gosnell and officials so that I could find an example and tell you about it. Well, I stumbled across something that kind of startled me. So let's read through it. It's Gosnell's NAF connection to be investigated. NAF is the National Abortion Federation. They are like the pinnacle, the cream of the crop. If there's any abortion stuff, certainly they're the best and the most trustworthy. But if you follow this channel, you read the Real Choice blog, you know that that's an unmitigated crock. Well, let me give you some background for those of you who aren't familiar with Kermit Gosnell. Kermit Gosnell was a doctor who ran, I've seen a lot of disgusting abortion clinics. This one takes the cake. The most disgusting, appalling, horrific abortion clinic I have ever seen. It's not that he did things other people didn't do, it's that he kind of carried them to a whole new level, and the state knew he was doing it and let him get away with it. And one of the things Kermit Gosnell was doing was aborting babies past the age of viability, past where they could survive, and then when they were born alive, taking heavy duty surgical scissors and severing their spines to kill them, a procedure he called snipping. Now, Gosnell got caught primarily because the FBI and the DEA did a drug raid of the pill mill part of his clinic. And while they were there, they found women wrapped in dirty blankets, laying on blood-stained recliners, moaning and writhing amid the flea-infested cats and the cat crap on the floor. So this kind of blew the lid off the fact that the state knew how disgusting this was and let it happen anyway. Now, Gosnell was prosecuted for the death of an abortion patient, Karnamaya Mongar, who he let his staff pretty much dope her to death. And then instead of trying to resuscitate her, he staged the scene so that it could look like he wasn't running an absolutely deplorable, disgusting, horrible, no good abortion clinic. So he was charged with her death, but he was also charged with murders of the babies where they had the best evidence that these babies were born alive, could have survived, and he killed them. And one of those babies was baby boy A. So here's something that the press, we're talking about the press right now, right? These people will cover up anything for their friends. Kermit Gosnell worked one day a week at a National Abortion Federation clinic in Delaware. The grand jury uncovered 6 documented cases of him starting illegal third trimester abortions at the Delaware clinic under the beautiful NAF sign with a NAF logo on the window and the NAF logo on the website. And they're so safe. They follow the very highest standards, and we'll do these illegal abortions, but we'll hand you off to Kermit Gosnell, and he'll start them in our clean and spruce-looking clinic and finish them in his flea-infested house of horrors in Philadelphia. And that's what happened with a teenage girl that the grand jury dubbed Sue. Sue went to the Delaware clinic Gosnell started the illegal third trimester abortion, and these are done. They insert what are called laminaria. These are sticks of dried, sterilized seaweed that are placed in the cervix. They expand as they absorb moisture from the woman's body. They dilate the cervix. So what Gosnell would do at this National Abortion Federation clinic in Delaware is insert these laminaria, these seaweed sticks, and then he would tell the woman to report to his clinic in Philadelphia to finish the abortion. And the way that was done was his untrained staff would use an anesthesia chart drawn up by a 15-year-old girl that Kermit Gosnell had trained for something like 20 minutes. And they just keep doping them and doping them and doping them and doping them so they might moan and groan, but they wouldn't scream too loud. Deliver the live babies, sever them. Baby boy A was probably 32 weeks, which is what people who are experienced in NICUs kind of refer to as a feeder and grower. They typically don't have really intense medical problems. They just need to be kept warm. They need to have nutrition. They need to be carefully monitored in case something goes wrong. But the expectation is that these babies have the same chance of survival as a full-term infant. So baby boy A was a feeder and grower. Gosnell joked, "This baby is big enough to walk me to the bus stop," severed the spine. The staff took pictures of this baby as he lay dead in a plastic shoebox Gosnell had tossed him into. And I will provide a link to the article on my blog that I'm going to talk about, and that will include a link to the picture of baby boy A. So Gosnell was convicted of murder in the case of baby boy A. And I had always wondered why the people at the Delaware clinic were never charged as accessories to murder in this case. So with that background, let's go to this article that I wrote back in 2011. The National Abortion Federation facility that employed Kermit Gosnell and let him start at least 6 of his illegal late abortions there isn't getting glossed over, it's getting investigated. And from an article, late Thursday, Delaware Attorney General Beau Biden. Whoa, Beau Biden. A Biden, one of the sons of Joe Biden, the brother of Hunter Biden. This will be interesting. Beau Biden said his office will launch a wide-ranging investigation of Gosnell and probe his work at the Delaware abortion facility, given the vast problems at his Pennsylvania abortion center. Like most of us, I'm disturbed by the allegations that were handed up by the grand jury in Philadelphia, said Biden, according to the News Journal newspaper. That's a Delaware newspaper. He said the probe will focus on a range of issues, and we want to get to the bottom of it. It's underway and has been underway, Biden said of the probe. And he indicated staff from his office and Delaware investigators have already met with officials from Pennsylvania to determine if any criminal acts of violations of state health and safety standards occurred in Delaware or by those associated with Gosnell in the state. Okay. The announcement of the probe came on the same day members of Delaware Right to Life and national pro-life groups called for investigations into whether Atlantic and the 2 other abortion clinics that operated in Delaware were following state laws. Okay, so I decided I would just do kind of a little bit of extra checking here. So, Life News, a lot of you might say, well, it's a pro-life site. Who can believe what they say? They do tend to provide links to what we call secular sources. That's non-pro-life, non-Christian. Things like if the local Delaware paper covered it, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Bucks County, Pennsylvania newspaper is another good thing. Gosnell Abortion Center may have faked Delaware abortion report. The Guttmacher Institute, a pro-abortion agency that collages? They collect abortion records and data, has disclosed that a Delaware abortion center has admitted to greatly underreporting the number of abortions it does each year, including in statistics that are provided to the Delaware Department of Health and Social Services. Isn't that interesting? The discrepancy came as DHSS, in its Delaware Vital Statistics Annual Report 2008, lists Delaware's total number of abortions at 4,603, That's 65% less than the 7,070 abortions Guttmacher says were done in abortion that same year. Discrepancies in counts. Aren't we seeing that now? Gosh. So Jones revealed that for 2007 and 2008, one abortion center supplied numbers substantially higher than the number it had given in previous years. When asked to explain the sudden and dramatic increase, oh my gosh, sudden and dramatic increases in numbers, the provider indicated that it had not been reporting all the abortions done at the facility, that the actual number of abortions had not increased at all. That's an additional 2,467 abortions per year, or over 200 additional abortions per month. Fishy stuff going on in Delaware. I have been unable to find out if anything ever came of this. So I have a call into one of the pro-life groups in Delaware that was talking to the Biden office and trying to get something done about these disgusting people. Now, I did find out that Biden asked the medical board to revoke the licenses of Leroy Brinkley, who owned the clinic, and another doctor who worked there. And they didn't revoke their licenses, but they did kind of clamp down a little on the controlled substances prescription of the one doctor who worked there. So I'm looking into whether this was an honest Biden or another hiding Biden, and I will keep you posted. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will find out right away if I find out whether this was another dirty Biden or whether God took from us the only Biden who didn't lie his teeth out.